I and we together am and are the first but not last or only Messiah, co-Saviorah, Saviorah, co-Saviorah of the new millennial co-federation of Earth and other planets that we shall soon be connected with by virtue of grace and love through my and our celebration of the balance of yin and yang by remembering our great and grandmothers and all our female ancestry on our tree of love, life, and light, and all those males redeemed by understanding now their full importance, which shall be all children of the Mother, Father, Goddess, God, who are on this planet and also who we reconnect with on other planets in a very complex process, which I only begin to understand, but which is the nature-nurture process of souls in the universe, and especially important to us here on our home planet, Earth. Now, this is a very everyday broadcast. I want to say I am the most humble of Messiah co-Messiahs, and you're going to see me doing mundane tasks and stopping the broadcast in a way. I'll still be on camera, so you'll know you're still with me, because I want everyone to be with me. And they are already in my heart and will come into this broadcast soon in that way. And I'm going to be doing different tasks because we're going to be trying to connect directly, but we already are, in terms of the intermolecular, intercellular connections of this planet, connected to all those of our family who we love and care about so very greatly, and whose gifts are enormous and beyond their knowing, and which we wish to empower and co-empower in each and every person, starting with the women, starting with those women who have been seen as last, but also women in the middle and those seen as first. All women have been disempowered by patriarchy. And all of the youth, the children of the Goddess God who are with us now, who are under age 37, female and male. And then after that, we shall also be welcoming and certainly talking about our older males. I believe that this is the secret of the universe. And just as in the book and movie Contact that was written by a cousin of mine who became intertwined in my family tree through his having children with Lynn Alexander Margulies, who was a cousina of my mother's, my grandmother's, my sisters, all the women of my family, and me, taught that everything in the universe is interconnected. Everything in the world is interconnected. And this is the Gaia effect. And we are now going to try to transform the situation, which has been a negative Gaia effect, into one that is positive by means of this broadcast, which we will share with others and make it available to them to join us live very soon during the day today. And we are going to turn back time so that although it seems like September, which is the equivalent of March 28th in the southern hemisphere, in the northern hemisphere it's September. It is actually in 2014 on our most commonly used Western calendar. It's a different date on many other calendars. We're going to connect all these calendars and say that this is the start of a new time. And this is day one, or actually retroactive to the 25th, where we already did a broadcast, and actually to some other broadcasts which were earlier. And we are combining them because everything is connected. And everything that we have done in the past is connected with what we're doing now in the present. So we can go back into the past and say we did something that is pertinent to today. And we can go into the future and say we're going to do something that is pertinent to today and changes today. So because we have that ability in our ability to think when we evolve, and to feel as well as to think. And now I have with us, I'm going to say a blessing in a moment. I'm just holding these up because we're going to do the blessing when hopefully we can reach some people who are part of that blessing. And we are calling people by name, first name only, because we don't want to breach people's privacy until they are ready to become Kosev Yara. But we think they will be, and you all will be. Whether you give your name or not, you are all umbrellaed in by this process. And we are reaching out for all of you, all the children of the planet Earth, to save us from this dark time, to bring forth the light and the love and the life that is in and has always been in and will always now be in every person, in the current group of living people and those who have come before and who will come again, so that they can come again with the full love and light. And there is a very simple way to do the change that we need to do, the shift that we need to do. Go to 5050now.wordpress.com and read the New Millennial Golden Rule. And also, you are welcome to call in here at 213-416-1560, access code 877-907-160. And upon reading the New Millennial Golden Rule, if you have the insight and the wisdom to know that it is what our Earth needs to thrive again and to become sustainable, essentially eternally, then you call in. And if not, we will speak to you and we will send you the information, and you will know that you were part of the broadcast as an umbrella for the world of love. And everyone in it, and especially those I remember the most and love the most currently, which are those closest to me on my family tree and in my community tree also. And that has come toward me through the internet, as well as in where I walk and where I see people. All are my community, and all are present in my thoughts and my love. I am acting on behalf of the Mother, Father, Goddess, God. I am the first, but not last or only, Messiah, Co-Sevyora of the new millennia. Now we're going to do some mundane tasks, so some of this will be edited out later, but it's happening live, and we're generating a list of people that we're going to make contact with to begin with. Okay, getting ready. We're getting ready to go. We're on our conference line if anybody comes. Some people have been told about this and they've known that these, we always have conferences at this time. So now we're having a little computer. I've been typing at the computer. You see, if you sit at your computer, you can connect your whole family, all your known community, all your generations, and the whole world. People today have unlimited power of love and don't know it. And of course, once you've done this way, you can also gather with them on the ground in groups and different groupings when you are able to do that. And that's usually the most important and would have been the better way to start this process. But we have to do with what we have at the moment. So in order to turn back the tide, we meet thee in the air. We are gathering our family generationally, with the females first, and then the younger people, female and male, and then the older men, in our memory, in our blessing, and in our teaching of the new millennial golden rule. This is the way that we shall enter new millennia now. And again, I want to emphasize that the first television broadcast took place from right here, 5 minutes away from the home of Rachel Carson in Silver Spring, Maryland, which I now am calling Silver Golden Spring, Maryland. And we'll be connecting with some of the people who are making us go golden and just blessing them today as the Messiah. Some of them will think I'm crazy, and that's okay with me, because God is God will know I'm not crazy. And God is God will put the power behind me. And then eventually when people will accept that this is who I am, and I'm working with others, and we are all Kosef Yura. So I'm going to be making some telephone calls and seeing who we can connect with and get to come to the conference line. And let's see if I'm able to make a call from this line. No, the Hangouts on the air do not allow, apparently, a phone call. Right, so I have to do that by phone. Okay, that's okay. We're going to start with a red-headed goddess and her daughter, who's a blonde-headed goddess. Both brilliant, and I'm going to speak about her as a goddess right now. And this is being recorded, so I'll be able to play it for everybody if they miss it now. And that's the way time travel works. You can go back and forth in time because we have the technology to help people do that, as long as there's someone on earth who loves them and is connecting with them, and they know that their future in the new millennia is assured. And we will, I know I'm going to get some flack from some people, but Mother, Father, Goddess, God is going to take care of me and take care of all of you, because I am the true Messiah of the new millennia. And Goddess God wants it so, because they know I truly love everyone I've ever known, and especially those closest to me. They know it. And I say they because Goddess God is an interactive process that has relational aspects in constant dynamic flow. And so it is both singular and plural, Aloha and Elohim. Always. The whole universe is interconnected of Eloha and Elohim. Constantly. That's all it is. And that's what Goddess God wants us to know, and find a way to balance the Aloha so we're not overwhelmed by the Elohim and blow ourselves up or just cause global warming or cause premature death among people who could be living for 300 to 1,000 years. All of these things are what we need to understand. That's the wrong number. Hello, my beautiful Robin and Beth, to start with. And then Robin and Beth, and soon I'm going to call you back and include Adam, and then we'll call you back and also include other members of your family, and also very much right now also including Sylvia, your mother. This is your old friend, Dr. Rajal One Family, Mara Ayama One Family. As you know and have been reading, I have come to understand that my genealogy qualifies me to be a catalytic person to save our planet. I cannot do it alone, but I can begin the process, and that makes me such a person that has been previously described as Messiah, or in different traditions by different names, Maitreya, Kalki, Xiaoxian, Zarathustra. What it is I'm the risen divine goddess. And that is the way the people of the Atlantean civilization, based on Crete and Minoan civilization, and the ancient Vedic of India, understood their women to be incarnations of the goddess. I join with other women of all traditions who have risen this way, and I am now calling upon you, red-headed goddess, and your blonde-haired goddess daughter, and your red-headed goddess mother. All of you, the three of you, are currently, now I'm not giving your last names. That's up to you to do. Because your full name actually goes beyond your patronymic surname. It goes further back. It includes many, many women whose names were erased, as well as men whose names were forgotten. 2, your name is love. Your name is the goddess. And that is the name of Robin and Beth and Sylvia together right now. And we will help them bless their sisters and sister-in-laws and all their cousines as Kosef Yorah. All they have to know is that we are giving them and delivering today in this new millennial new year, with my birthday having fallen on Rosh Hashanah, and which is also the beginning of the Durga holiday, the Purga Durga holiday of India. This whole period directly coincides. The two traditions have a direct coincidence of the rising of the mother and the sister and the Kosef Yorah, the female. This is the Durga Purga Puja, which is the mother who vanquishes evil and brings forth good into the universe. That is my job, and I am doing it. I'm fully versed in every religious heritage. I have a doctorate in psychology and have deeply read in sociology and anthropology. This is actually going into their phone. You can hear this. Her phone.
Hello, we are not available now. Please leave your name and phone number after the beep. We will return your call.
But this is not about me. This is about you as the muse, the artist, the pianist, the mother especially, who loves both her children and ought to love herself even more than she already does. I do love you and have never forgotten our golden childhood. And this is the beginning of the golden spring. It's autumn in the northern hemisphere, but spring in the southern hemisphere. This is like March 28th. In the southern hemisphere. I am acting as a stara Easter of a planet, a golden autumn that brings new youth to people who are in their 60s and 70s and beyond, as well as great sustainability to their children who are in their 30s and 20s and younger. And you can call into the conference line at 213-416-1560, access code 877-907-160. We are doing a conference on going solar and solar, S-O-L-A-R and S-O-U-L-A-R, very quickly now, so that we don't go into the dark times on our planet and destroy our planet. You will receive more email about this today. I'm going to be on this conference call continuously, and it is being broadcast so that it's public on the air, and thousands of people can see it right now and are watching me do this. You are very blessed. You are a treasure, a beautiful child of the universe, and so are all your children and all that you knew. Once they understand the new millennial golden rule and apply it to their local family and community, and that's at 5050now.wordpress.com. That's all you need. It's very simple. It's the secret of the Sphinx, and I found it. Every blessing, ba'ahava, l'chaim, shalom, salam, namaste, mir, pace, and every blessing for a full integrated good faith of your entire planet, connecting itself to the universe, because I also presage, and I'm the embodiment of the T'Pau figure of Star Trek. I'm love with logic. There's only one thing bringing us down, and that is men and women's participation in patriarchy. When we move to the reparation of women, and you've already received some consciousness currencies and you're going to receive more, and men understand that that protects them and gives them the power of Q on Star Trek, that we all develop the power of Q out of this. Getting rid of patriarchy, moving to reparation to women into balance of gender completely. This gives everyone the ultimate power of the divine within them that has always been within them. We would have known this had our group of women had not been broken up. Their phone clicked off, but we'll get back to her. That's okay. Oh, we'll call so what I really am going to say to everyone is this. I'm going to say the names. I should say that to them so they know.
Hello, we are not available now. Please leave your name and phone number after. We will return.
And I want you to know that there's a long list of people receiving blessings with you today. Of course, it's starting with you, Robin, Beth, Sylvia, and Gaugy. and she's at the top, right? All of you. Marian and Hadass, these are people who we are interconnected with genealogically and by community. Gila with Ethel Ray Zila and her granddaughter, whose name I have to get again. Barbara with Rachel Marie and Danielle Juliet, who are contemporaries of Beth. Nisa with Lynn and Iona. Candace, Ivy, Anne and Anne, Leah and Leah, and Grace and Owen. You've, I think, spoken with their mother, Lynn. Marcy, all of the Juliannes and Julies I know. Some who are being gently shamed more than others, but all redeemed by my intercession and their practice of the new millennial golden rule to become highest co-leaders with me and all these others. All the Maries I know, Ivanka and Irene, Bacha, Helene, Susan, Lee, Hallel, Shira, and their brothers, and their names will be coming in the little while today. All the daughters of Rachel, including Ray. All the daughters, sisters, and cousinas of Antoinette, including Adele and Lillian's and many more. And Rita with Ellen, Jessica, Jennifer, and in memory of both Lillians. Barbara's daughters, equally with Sarah. Ione and her daughter and son. Harriet with Stacy, with Merle, Natalie, Elisa, and Brett. Elisheva, Rebecca, Sandra, Vanessa, and Louis Laviz, with Marge, Rachel Marie, Danielle Juliet, Soma, Ross, Marcel, and more as highest co-leaders. And Maria and Bertha, with gentle shaming for all of these, some of these people more than others. They're on a continuum, but now that they have been blessed by me, and I should also say, I have announced that I am the CEO of the planet Earth. I am the president, prime minister, premier, and chief justice, especially at this time of at-one-ment and atonement. I am judging patriarchy, and I am saying that it has confused humanity, and it has confused too many generations, and now we need to go back to the egalitarianism that lasted for the Minoan civilization for 1,000 years, and we are going through to that via my rising. I am the living incarnation of Astra Rhea as Hera, Astra Rhea of the Greco-Roman tradition as Hera of the Hebraic and Aramaic traditions, Rayet of the Egyptian tradition.
Thank you for your help.
Okay. Now let's see if we can call next. I think I'm going to have to leave a message for Judy and they're all going to get this. Hi, Judy. I'm blessing you and your whole family, you and your mother. And yeah, of course, I'm not giving your last name, but you are a risen pearl of a woman. And I want you to know the URL that you can get onto and watch this. And of course, I've already been connecting with, here's the whole list of some of the people we're starting with the blessings today. You're there among them. And I have risen. In Goddess theology, it says that Astra Rhea comes back, and so does Ashera, the Hebrew goddess, and so does Durga, who is being celebrated simultaneously with the Rosh Hashanah holiday. Her holiday and mine coincide the September 25th through October 4th. Durga is the high goddess of Hinduism, the Mahadevi. And I have come to understand that I, in this generation, am to act as Messiah, co-Messiah. And the new millennial golden rule is the simple teaching that I give to everyone in this world right now, and 11,000 people already know about it, to save our planet, to bring back our environment, to protect Mother Nature and Father Time and their efforts on behalf of this planet. And all of their children of this planet Earth. And I am blessing the community that we grew up with first.
You and your mother.
All the people that we knew growing up with, and I'm sure that whatever problems we've had in our lives, it is all about patriarchy instead of the anointedness of the female and male equally that was given by Maryam of Magdala and Jesus of Nazareth, who are my ancestry on my Kazina family tree. And I am their reincarnated first cousin. But it goes back much further than that. It goes much all the way back to the goddess worshiping times. And you are included with Robin, Beth, Sylvia, Gaugy, Marian Hadass, Gila, Ethel Ray, Sila, and their granddaughter Barbara with Rachel, Marie, and Daniel, Juliet, Nisa, and Lynn, and Ione, Candace, Ivy, Ann, Leah, Grace, Owen, Marcy, all the Juliannes, including my sister and Julie's, I know, some who are being gently shamed more than others, but all redeemed by my intercession and their practice of the new millennial golden rule. All the Maries I know, Ivanka, Irene, these are some of the people I've known from the Occupy movement who are great world savers. Batya, Helene, Susan, Lee, Hallel, Alisa, all the daughters of Rachel, including Ray, all the daughters and sisters and cousines of Antoinette, including Adele, Lillian, and many more. And Rita with Ellen, Jessica, Jennifer, in memory of both Lillian. See, if I had been in Chicago all this time, you would know all of these people. and you would know how, and we would be connecting with them also over the internet. So that's why you're included in this circle. Another Ione that I know, who is a social worker, who has a brilliant daughter and son. And especially, of course, I'm doing this in the memory of my mother and grandmothers, Harriet and Ray, who were especially powerful in their eternal feminine, and their reconnection with their sisters, Clara and Jackie. And of course, the younger generation, Elisheva, Rebecca, Sandra, Vanessa, Louis Laviz, with Marge, Rachel, Marie, Danielle, Juliette, Soma, Ross, Marcel, and with you and Esther, of course, Judy and Esther and Rosemary, Robin and Helen, Louise, actually first coming in this circle, Barbara, all of us together. There, it was sent.
Review, re-record, or add to your message, press 1. Hi, Judy. I'm blessing you and your whole family, you and your mother.
Okay, and I will play this for Esther, and then and then for my own dearest family, and then we will have the beginnings of a formed circle here.
And of course, I've already been connecting with, there's a whole list of some of the people starting with the blessing today. You're there in Britain. In God's reality, it says that Sarah comes back, and so does Hera, the Hebrew goddess, and so does Durga, who is being celebrated simultaneously with the Rosh Hashanah holiday. Her holiday in my coincides September 25th through October 4th. Durga is the hot goddess of Hinduism, the Mahadevi. And I have come to understand that.
All right, we know it's there.
To review, re-record, or add to your message, press 1. To unmark your message urgent, press 2. To mark your message private, press 3. To send your message as is, press pound.
There we go.
The message has been sent.
Oh, I need to give her the URL.
Goodbye.
I'm going to give her the URL right now. And then we'll do our ceremony in a little while. After we've called a number of these people, then we'll do the ceremony. Judy, the URL is https://plus.google.com/hangouts/HOA, written in small letters, event, written all in small letters, / capital A, capital P, 36YEH6, and that's a capital H, 6, capital L, capital A, 1978 K1, capital U, small case Y, small case F, small case X, 72. I am honoring my mother and grandmothers, Ray and Rose, Antoinette, and great and grandmothers, Antoinette and their daughters, Lily and Adele, and all the children that came through them, the whole family tree, and also working on behalf of my father and the men of our family, and shaming those men of my family currently gently on not understanding what the issue is around patriarchy and how it distorts life. This is a simple golden rule. We just need to get out of patriarchy and recognize when we're embedded in it. And the new Millennial Golden Rule gives us the transformatory tool to get ourselves out of patriarchy with a chocolate pill that is the best innovations currently on this planet and universal for any living planet in terms of their impact of bringing love and life force back to the people of the world. The New Millennial Golden Rule incorporates the best ideas of Kasturba and Mahatma Gandhi, Sonia and Rajiv Gandhi, the greatest economists of the world, who have gotten the Genuine Progress Indicator together, including Marilyn Waring and Hazel Henderson and Bernard Laitier and many, many others. And the circle process, which is now in widespread use as a replacement for traditional legal process. It's a community-based loving law. And this is what it is. And you can read it and come to the conference. This is the new millennia, and I am the bringer of it. But we are all bringers of it together, and I cannot do it without your extremely gifted, profoundly valuable co-leadership that I sorely miss having not been there with to enjoy where we grew up. But now we can connect. You can meet me in the air, as it is presaged that that's what's going to happen. Meet me in the air, and we will save our world. Every blessing, meet thee in the air, my dear. You are thou also. I and thou. Every blessing.
Re-record or add to your message, press 1. To unmark your message urgent, press 2. To mark your message private, press 3. To send your message as is, press pound. Your message has been sent. Thank you for using the voice messaging server. Goodbye.
All right, now we're going to call our classmate. She is a shared classmate of these two women also. And then we'll call some of the older classmates of these women, including my sister, and bless our younger generations and call some of them. And then we'll go back to calling the women because we're very concerned about our younger generations. They have the greatest pressure on them. But I will say I was very glad to see that Chelsea Clinton gave birth to a daughter. And I know that Chelsea Clinton is my direct cousina through her mother-in-law, Marjorie Margulies. We are on the same family tree. I've had contact in terms of sharing the New Millennial Golden Rule with Marjorie Margulies already. And I don't know if it's reached Chelsea and Charlotte yet, but I know it will. I have faith it will because I am making this broadcast as I am, as Messiah, co-Messiah, and I will be doing it all day, and I will be letting a lot of people know. And eventually this will come back, and I may meet with some the usual control efforts of some dark folk, dark personality folk. However, the ray of light will come through, and we are a saved planet through this intervention. So now I'm going to get another friend of ours. And it doesn't matter. See, this is kind of Deus Ex Machina, because the machines, our phone machines, can actually create the circle. And they can bring us up to the snuff of where we should be. And then we can know what we have to do to bring love and life into sustainability on this planet, which is simply implement the New Millennial Golden Rule. Here now we're going to call Queen Esther, living Queen Esther, and we're going to call too in the Holy Land also. All the world is the Holy Land. I'm the mother of Israel, of a whole world called Israel, also called Norway, also called Lakota, also called Russia, also called Syria, also called Japan, also called China. It's the same planet. These are just place names on one planet. I am the mother of Earth in this generation, the mother, sister, of your cousin of Earth, cousina of Earth. That's my country. This planet in connection with the universe. We're just, this is our world. You can get on the phone with people and connect them to the whole world and let them know that their answering machine is being connected, or them personally if they're home. This is for our friend Esther.
Please leave your name, number, and short message after I will get that. If you need immediate, please redial 10. Thanks for calling. Goodbye.
We're waiting for the beep. I don't know if it beeped. I think I'm going to have to call back and get this line again. There's another woman I need to reach too. I just thought of another one. Esther, this is your friend. I'm online right now, and you can see me if you get this message at https://plus.google.com/hangouts/_HOA event, all written as small letters, /A, capital P, 36, lowercase t, capital Y, E, capital H, 6, capital L, capital A, 1978, K, number 1, just 1, capital U, Y, lowercase y, I should say, lowercase f, lowercase x, 72. We are blessing our whole beloved community, especially of Solomon and von Steuben, starting with the women and all their generations, with the women first. And then we're blessing people under age 37, female and male. The last shall be first. I am fulfilling prophecy. And it is multi-heritage prophecy, because the Greco-Roman tradition states that Astra Rhea, whose name is pronounced Ra, Astra Ra, will return to Earth to vanquish evil. And we are celebrating at the same time the holiday of Durga, of the Mahadevi Durga of Hinduism, which overlaps exactly to the day of my birthday and that of Rosh Hashanah into Yom Kippur. And this is all about our atonement for patriarchy. You can read about the sins of patriarchy at 5050now.wordpress.com website. You need to bring them to the attention of your entire community and all your family, We spoke with your mother, and we want to speak with you, and we've spoken with our great friend, Judy. You are potentially the living Esther reincarnated in this part of the world. As you know, I've been trying to connect you with another one who lives in the Middle East, where the original Esther lived nearby, and also one who lives in other parts of this part of the world, a younger generation version of you, and there are many. It's all about women in co-leadership. It's all about women in connection with one another. I am apologetic to you for the time we lost and missed by my being in the diaspora of our hometown. This is making up for it, and you are a co-leader, and I am calling you to the true real government of the world under the new Millennial Golden Rule, which is at 50/50 now, .wordpress.com. Tell all of the women that you work with, they are Kosef Yorah, if they embrace the new Millennial Golden Rule, which is the putting together of the work of Mahatma and Kasturba Gandhi, the greatest geniuses of economics with the genuine progress indicator, and the circle process, which is replacing traditional law and becoming community loving law all around the world. And I'll tell you who are some of the people that you are being mentioned within the circle of blessing that I am doing online right now. And you can call in at 213-416-1560, access code 877-907-160. And I will call your mom and let her know this too. And of course, connecting her with the memory of my mother, our mother, and grandmothers, Harriet and Ray and Rose and Antoinette, and we'll come back to her to give the rest of the message because I want to get, let's see, who else do I need to call? Well, we're going to mention Lynn and her daughter Leah and her granddaughter Grace and Owen. We're going to come back to her because this is a person who, like many American women, will have interesting thoughts to exchange with us with regard to this matter of parity and reparation to women. We have a culture where many women think that they don't have to do this, but some know that we do. And many men are influenced by the variety of understandings of this among women. And this is a very important level of our engagement. So we will do that today. But she is also Kosef Yorah, a woman of great heart and sweetness and courage, enough to be Kosef Yorah, for sure. Okay, let's see, who else do I want to do? I'm going to do some of the younger women.
Hi, you've reached the doctor. Please leave a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you. Bye.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hadass, this is your Kazina, and with you, Kosef Yorah, with you and your mother, who are now being called to the real loving government of our planet. I am available online right now, and you can meet me and thee with your mother and any other young women and young men under age 37 that you want to bring in. And we're going to be bringing my nephew and other young men of our family, other cousins of yours, as well as especially the Kazinas, on not only our Margulies tree, and it interconnects with the Wiener tree, but all of the trees of humanity, all of them. And the number is the Google Hangout number is https://plus.google.com/hangouts/underscore/ and then HOAEVENT/ capital AP36T capital Y. Let's see, that was capital AP36 lowercase t capital Y lowercase e H6 capital, I'm sorry, Y capital Y E. I'm going to start this again. And after the HOA event, it's /HP36 lowercase t capital Y lowercase e H capital H, I should say, 6 capital L capital A 1978 lowercase k 1, the numeral 1.
You have reached the maximum time permitted for recording your message. If you are satisfied with your message, press 1 to listen to your message. Press 2 to erase and re-record. To send your message with normal delivery. Thank you. Your message has been sent. Goodbye.
Hi, you've reached Seduction Stolen. Please leave a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you. Bye.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
We're going to read that again. It's https://plus.google.com/hangouts/underscore/ lowercase HOAEVENT/ capital A capital P 36 lowercase t uppercase Y lowercase e capital H 6 capital L capital A 1978 lowercase k numeral 1 uppercase U Y lowercase y lowercase f lowercase x 72. And we're going to be on this line all day, and we're going to be calling your mom, but we wanted to have it actually come through you because we've contacted with your mom, Marion, before, and want you to also know that you and she and all your great and grandmothers and all their Kazinas and all of the circle of women that you know are being especially honored among all of the women of the world. All of the women of the world are equal, but we're starting with people that we know and are directly connected on our variety of genealogical trees. However, everybody's genealogical tree is connected. So this message could go for everyone, but we want to especially love you because we know that you're a very lovely person and that you care about your earth and your world, and we all do. And so there's no big whoop about it. Anybody can hear this. Anybody who follows the New Millennial Golden Rule at 5050now.wordpress.com is Kosef Yara. It can start with you, or it can start with a friend of yours. It doesn't, if you want to share it with someone first and then decide you're ready then, or later, or whenever. But at the moment that we all decide to do.
Maximum time permitted for recording your message. If you are satisfied with your message, press 1 to listen to your message. Press 2 to send your message with normal delivery. Press 1 to send your message with urgent delivery. Press 2. Thank you. Your message has been sent. Goodbye.
is done, please leave a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you. Bye.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
What I'm trying to say is just knowing and taking deeply within the consciousness. The New Millennial Golden Rule has a ripple effect at the spiritual and the level of the spirit, as well as the heart, the mind, the logical level, and the physical level of people. And as soon as you know and discuss the New Millennial Golden Rule with anyone, and I know you already have, and all of us have, who've known about it, then you all become Kosevira, and nothing can stop that power, because it has the power of the Mother, Father, Goddess, God in it, and is operating through me. All of the traditions of the world predict the rising of a Messiah around the new millennia. And my family tree connects not only with your branches, but many other branches and all the heritages of the earth. And they all have figures that were presaged to come at this time. And I am fulfilling that on the Greco-Roman tree, on the Judeo-Christian tree, the Islamic tree, the Hindu tree, the Baha'i tree, all of them, the Unitarian Universalist tree, every tree that there is on earth comes through my family, and I am the risen one, but not the only one. I'm the first, but not last or only. So all are meant to join me and become Kosevira. And that is the way we will bring the sun, the power of the sun and the moon and the stars to every neighborhood on earth, and bring a light and beautiful day to everyone instead of the dark days we've been having. We'll bring the end of global warming and the beginning of global heartwarming on our planet. Every blessing, darling. We'll be in touch with your mother in just a little while.
Reach the maximum time permitted for recording your message. If you are satisfied with your message, press 1 to listen to your message. To send your message with normal delivery, press 1. To send your message with urgent delivery, press 2. Thank you. Your message has been sent. Goodbye.
Hi, you've reached the
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hi, Marion. I just left a message with your daughter, Hadass, and we're honoring all our great and grandmothers, starting with mine. I started with mine, Harriet and Ray and Rose and Clara, their sisters, their cousinas, Antoinette, and we're doing our solar teleconference, and you can join in at https://plus.google.com/hangout/_/HOA event/A P 36 lowercase t capital Y lowercase e capital H 6 capital L capital A 1978 lowercase k 1 capital U lowercase y fx 72. And we are blessing the whole world in this time between this holiday time combines many traditions on earth. It is coincidentally at the same time, and it's not coincidence, it's synchronicity in terms of the deep systems. It is Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. It is also the great Mahadevi Durga Puja of Hinduism during the same period. And we are delivering the new Millennial Golden Rule to thousands of people today to bless our planet. I am acting as intercessory. I also carry forth the traditions of the Greco-Roman tradition. It was expected that Astra Ra would return to Earth to vanquish evil, as is the concept of Durga also, to vanquish evil and empower good. Good is simply getting rid of patriarchy and replacing it with reparation to women, leading into full balance of gender. You know about the new Millennial Golden Rule. Thousands of people do. They're all becoming Kosef Yorah.
Reach the maximum time permitted for recording your message. If you are satisfied with your message, press 1 to listen to your message. Press 2 to erase and re-record. Press 3 to send your message with... You have pressed an incorrect key to send your message. Thank you. Your message has been sent. Goodbye.
We're sorry. Your phone.
Oops. Hi, Barbara. Every blessing to you. We're starting the new year and the new millennia. I did a ceremony on my birthday, which was Rosh Hashanah, and also coincidentally, but not coincidentally at all, the beginning of the Mahadurva Puja in India in Hinduism, which is the vanquishing of evil by the rise of the eternal feminine. And it is in many cultures that all expect this figure to rise. The Greco-Roman culture calls her Astra Ra. The Egyptians call her Rayet. The Zoroastrians call her Zarathustra. And I am here. And I am the first but not last or only, because you, your daughters, and all of the women of your community, and all of the men who understand this, and you will help them understand this, all of them, simply need to know in their consciousness of the new Millennial Golden Rule. It's at 5050now.wordpress.com. And you can watch the ceremonies that we're doing all day, including people that we grew up with, people that we know are genealogically connected to us on the nearest branches of our family tree, but also people who are on distant branches of the family tree, because in fact, everyone on earth is at most 4th or 5th to 50th cousin from everyone else, cousina and cousin. And we're starting honoring all the Mar and Mariam and Ra and all the holy names, Danny, Danielle, and all of these names, Ra and Ra, all of the names, including yours. Your name, Barbara, was misunderstood to mean one who is not native, an alien. But that's the way it's given as the name of the meaning of the name. But actually, you make it clear to us that everyone on the planet is native to one place. It's called Earth. And we all share a holy nativity with a holy expectation now. I am the combination of all these ancient figures risen, and also that of many of the Star Trek figures that Gene Roddenberry and Majel Barrett developed on their series. I'm literally the science fact out of the science fiction, like T'Pau, whose name means the power. I have the power of the Mother, Father, Goddess, God. And I am bringing this blessing to all humanity on this holiday, especially with everyone that I know and it's connected to us on the tree. So you're at we're at https /plush.google.com/hangouts/underscore/HOAEVENT/capital A, capital P, 36, lowercase t, capital Y, capital E, lowercase e, capital H, 6, capital L, capital A, 1978, K, 1, capital U, lowercase YFX 72. And this is going out to thousands of people, but we would love for you and your family, starting with you and your daughters, both of them, and any women in your community and in your spiritual community and in your work community of healing, and your understanding of the importance of the Holy Child in every person and how important the nurturing of that child is. You can call at 213-416-1560, access code 877-907-160. We will be doing this ceremony and blessing and overcoming of evil by transformatory good.
Hello?
Hi, Nisa. This is your, believe it or not, your transformatory friend, transformational friend online. You can look at me and join with us and about 11,000 people right now on the blessing that we are giving to this whole world through the new millennial golden rule.
All right, you know what? I can't.
Well, we are blessing. Now we are lifting you up.
Okay.
You and all the women you know
I'm hanging up.
are coming into this. This is one of our people who has. I'm going to call her back because she definitely needs to get past that. I'd rather leave it as a message on her machine. Then she can think about it. These people are very reactive and very dumbed down, but loving. Nisa? I'm going to leave it a message. Am I getting the message, machine? I can't tell. I'll try it again. I've already called half of all our friends. Do you want to know what they're hearing? Hello? She's having trouble with her. We're calling all of our friends and reconnecting. They've been coming in and out of the teleconference. Do you want to hear this? Teleconferences, I should say, because they've come in and out before. Your sisters, all of them. We'll try her in a little while. That's no problem. We have another person who needs to be lifted up. We're going to promote these women outside of from the valley that they're in. They are in the valley, and Nisa is the quintessential niece in a patriarchal society. She doesn't know her own value. She doesn't care about the value of other women. However, she's very intelligent and does have a good heart. But she wants to. And so there's great ambivalence there, and this is true of many women in our culture at this moment. But God, as God knows, I'm acting as intercessory for them. So these women will be taken care of and will not only join us, but co-lead with women all over the world and men who understand this. Pretty soon, the situation will become so dark on earth that people will have no choice but to turn to this. And then we will have the leadership come forward out of the good side that's always there on the dark side of the personality. People all run a range between exploitative and dominating, complicit, and truly balanced and loving and giving. People are all on this continuum. But the new millennial golden rule liberates everyone. It even liberates the CEOs from their mistakes and gives them the power of Q instead of just the power of Bernie Madoff. So it gives them the power of honor instead of the power of aggressive shame. It gives them the power to be loved instead of to be envied and hated and fought about. It gives everyone power. This is for everyone. All right, we'll try one more person, and then we're going to do some more. We'll do our ceremonies in a little while, and then we'll be doing this all day, this whole day, the whole day and into the night and into the next day. We're going to be online because the world needs saving. And I am the risen Astra Ra. I am the risen Rayat. I am the risen Hera and Eshara. And I am the first but not last only of these. And although the women have been so manipulated by their own injuries, as well as those of the media, which has further manipulated them and destroyed democracy in this part of the world, to the hurt not of anyone, or to the help of not anyone, not even the CEOs who are involved in this. They're not helped either. Their families are terribly hurt by this. And we understand that the golden rule is the power of the Q. It is the power of the Vulcans. It is the power of the Betazoids, all wrapped up into one quantum leap for humanity, which we're taking today. We have many branches of family with different surnames. There's whole bunches of them now. They're all intertwined, and we're reaching out to all of them. There must be 72 of them. There's loads of them, at least. So we're reaching out to all of them.
Dr. Linda Cabrit. All as soon as possible.
I didn't mean for that. I'll have to edit that out. I'm going to edit out anything that people would be concerned about. Maybe not. We'll see how they feel about it. This is your great transformatory friend and sister and cousina Rachel, in connection with you via, we're doing an online ceremony, and you can call into it, and at the numbers that you already know, 213-416-1560, access code 877-907-160, and you can also come visit and join in via the internet at https://plus.google.com/hangouts/HOAEVENT, HOA event, all in lowercase, slash uppercase A, uppercase P, 36, lowercase t, uppercase y, lowercase e, uppercase h, 6, uppercase L, uppercase A, 1978, lowercase k, 1, uppercase U, YFX 72. And we'll also leave this message for you at your other number. We are blessing all of our family trees, starting with the females, going back all the way back into ancestry, the current generations in the future, and then our younger people under age 70, female and male together, and then our men, so that we can protect everyone on this planet from the dangers of post-peak patriarchy, which are causing us to descend into a hellish condition on the way to extinction on this planet. I am acting as all the heritages of the world religions indicate will occur, that there will be a figure who will rise to bring forth good in everyone, and iniquity shall vanish. And that is also presaged in science fiction as well as great biblical literature of every heritage on earth. The Greco-Romans have their Astra Ra, the Judeo-Christians have Ashera and Mariam, as well as Jesus, which is actually means yes, us. It means us, all of us, which was what the teaching was. And the Native Americans all have figured there's the Zioshant of Zarathustra. We all have the same presaged figure that as an evolutionary step as a species, we will put patriarchy behind us and developed full empowerment of the female as well as the male in kindness and love and intelligence and empathy and power to travel back and forth in time. You just need to watch Star Trek and you'll know what I'm doing. I'm the figure T'Pau, which means the power of love and logic put together. We simply can't do patriarchy anymore. And we'll leave this message for you, and you can join us on the conference with all of our sisters from the our schools that we went to, and all the learning that we've had since in university. Every blessing.
You have reached the voicemail box of Julia Selfmar.
If you call into the conference line, you will also be connected with a video conference that is being shared with other people right now. In doing our ceremony and connecting our holiday of Rosh Hashanah, my birthday, and Day of Atonement, with the holiday celebration of Durga Puja, which is the Mahadevi of Hinduism. It is the celebration of the vanquishing of good over evil by the transformation of evil into good. And we have already called a circle of our women friends that we went to elementary and high school with, as well as university life, as well as women in their homes all around the world, and men who understand this, starting with young people under age 37. And we've also done this prayer for you. We have some wonderful trees around here, which I have in the understanding of the interconnectedness of our universe. Carry your spirit and carry that of our nieces and nephews and our young cousins and cousins, the one that you know that I love the most as much as you, all of us, as well as me, as much as me. And I am bringing in the new millennial new year. This is the fulfillment of the T'Pau character of Star Trek, loving logic, We cannot do patriarchy anymore. We will destroy our planet. We will destroy our children. We will hurt one another. There is no way to do it. Now, we're also calling out later on in the ceremony, we're going to really shame those who caused patriarchy to be instilled in people who had great ability and lost that ability. You and many other women have been hurt by people like Dr. Strauss, Bernie, and others. A judge who once killed himself because he hurt people like you and taught you the wrong lessons. And so we are redeeming you out of the grace and love of your great and grandmothers, as well as, and all their kazinas, and also, yes, also your father and your grandfathers. They too, but not first. They come with, and they don't want to be first anymore. They're tired of it. If you can't figure this out because of what Dr. Strauss did, we figure it out in grace for you, and you will be called soon to lead in goodness a new world. I am watched by the whole universe. Just read the play, The Mad Woman of Shiloh, or read the Zalman, The Madness of God, and you will know that I have the power to do this. That this is blessed by a much greater power than all the armies in the world, which are just dust to this power. So I want you to know you are greatly loved. And if you have had any problems, you know that you are loved totally and can always be called. I can always call. We are on the conference line now. We will try to reach the younger generation. If we cannot, they, through the trees that have been blessed, that carry their spirit, will have already been connected to this conference by the flowers and the light.
The maximum time permitted to record. To send your message, press 1 at any time. To listen to your message, press 2. To re-record, press 3. For more options, press 4. Message sent. Thank you for calling. Goodbye.
Taking a little break. Now I'm going to see if we can reach our younger generations here, the one that is sometimes difficult to reach, but we hope that we can reach them, and if not, this is what I was concerned about, that this line would be blocked. However, the tree has been blessed on your behalf, and you're going to be able to see young butterfly and young one whose name means love is, that even though you attempted to shut me out, you could not, because love cannot be shut out. And the power of love on earth is the power of love throughout the universe, and therefore even a blocked door, a closed mind, a closed spirit will be opened up by the Mother, Father, Goddess, God. You too, you especially, are being great and grandmothered in by also all of their kazinas through time, past, present, and future, and also your great and grandfathers who, through my courage, are going to be triumphant and lift you, promote you in the loving way that you will be working with me, and we'll be working with love, and we will transform all people to love. I have no fear anymore. I've been too much in fear, and I created fear in the minds of people around me. But that was because I feared a world in which I hadn't risen. I have risen. The whole universe is listening, and even if I can't connect with a knowing network of people yet, they will get it. Eventually, it will come soon. They may have some travails because they don't want to let themselves know this, but their travails will be mitigated by my efforts. And then they shall rise with me. And we'll get more into the story of this soon. Let's see, who else? Hello, my dear woman, and daughters and grandmother and grandsisters, and all the children of your family. We are calling you to the real, loving, transformatory government of the world, the torch risen, the full democracy. You know, the Statue of Liberty is the risen goddess Astra Ray, embedded in my name. And she is presaged to return to the planet. The holiday of Rosh Hashanah Devatwanmant is coinciding directly, day to day, with that of the return of the Mahadevi Durga, the Hindu goddess of the triumph of good over evil on the planet. I am her and the mother, father, goddess, God's risen representative. I am the goddess of logic, anthropology, psychology, and sociology applied to a very simple understanding that what ails us is patriarchy, pure and simple, and the The way to cure ourselves is the new millennial golden rule at 5050now.wordpress.com. I am calling you and others all around the world to be part, and especially women that we grew up with and we went to school with at Solomon and at Vaughn, and I don't mind saying these things on the internet anymore because I have absolutely no fear. I am the CEO. I am the president, the premier, the governor, the prime minister, the senator, the congressman, the Supreme Court justice. I'm the whole deal because I'm delivering the new millennial golden rule, which is the new law. Yes, your old friend is the first but not last or only Severa Kosevera. And I am also the personification of T'Pau, a character in Star Trek, the logical, loving, but also very intuitive goddess figure that saved the Vulcans from destroying themselves. So I want you to know that we have blessed you and all the circle of women that we went to school with. We started with Rob, and we're blessing your sister, my sister. All of you are wound up in patriarchy. You're all wound up in knots. It's sad to watch it. But the media did this, and this happened in part because of the failure of my family and our community. But it's time to make up for our mistakes. I'm making up for them. I'm clearing them up. I'm interceding for everybody, and then we shall all be co-empowered with all our neighbors, loving thy neighbors as thy family everywhere on earth. You can read about it at 5050now.wordpress.com. We've included Robin, people that we're genealogically connected to that are also connected to you, Marian Hadass, Gila with Ethel, Ray, Sila, Barbara, Rachel Marie, Nisa, Lynn, Marcy. Will include Jamie. We've got Bonnie. We've got many other women that we went to school with, Myra, and through our high school, which you missed, but you had people that you knew and are connected to. The time to say that God is only a male is past, or our planet is over. So we now have to choose. God is God. And she got the message. Okay. We're having a good time. May I assist you? Yes. Yes. Yes, but are you able to donate it to our community, our family community at this time? That would be wonderful. That would be absolutely wonderful. All right. Okay. I'm going to call you back in a little while and give you the where to come. Okay. I think it would be a mistake. I'm right now doing something that I think would probably be overwhelming if I did it right now. But I will call you back because my thinking is that that might be kind of result in something rather overwhelming, and we need to have some gating and order in terms of our reaching out to our family and community all over, including you very much. You are a brilliant and beautiful man for this, and you're going to see it brings forth great goodness. So I'm going to call you back in a little while and give you the information. Okay? Okay. Okay, we're going to, because I think it would be, although I don't mind a lot of people knowing where I am, I think if I let everybody know where I am, that I have so many people coming here that it would be too many people and it would not be viable to deal with. So I'm going to do it this way. Maybe it's silly. I'm not frightened. This is not out of fear. This is out of logistics. Because I think I'm going to be very well known soon. Although maybe I should have given it to him. Well, it really doesn't matter. I think what I'm trying to say is I'm not afraid to give it. I'm not afraid to give this information online, but I think well, maybe I should. I'm thinking on this. I think it's best to do it the other way, and not fear, just logistics. I have no fear. Just logistics. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, I'll be right back. Keep watching the beautiful lights and the budding flowers. They represent the love of sisters and younger generations, female and male, our most precious niece and nephew, and the people that we love the most. Like I say, I'm an everyday Kosevira. Come and go, I'm online and walk away. This is fine. We can all live like this. And this is not Big Brother. This is Little Sister. This is when it comes through with love. So it doesn't matter what that transparency is, because it's all about love. I'm really tempted to go ahead and give my full information online, but I really think that there'd be so many people from, let alone my local neighborhood, but all over the world who would wind up at my doorstep. I think that is better for me to reach out to them and give them a general idea of where I am. They'll probably find out anyway. They will find out, because I didn't want to be secretive about this, but I think it's a mistake to broadcast it like an advertisement. I don't want to do that. The only thing I'm advertising is being Messiah, co-Messiah, and the Mother, Father, Goddess, God. We're back. And we're back. Let's see. We're going to do our blessing in a little while. At 3 o'clock, we'll actually do the blessing. We'll see if anybody shows up. So far, nobody's come, but that doesn't surprise me. When you're Galileo, the whole planet thinks you're nuts because you're saying it's round instead of flat at a time when everybody thinks it's flat. When you're Newton and you're introducing calculus, people think you're nuts because they don't understand it. And they think your mother's nuts because she taught it to you. They both ran into trouble, Newton and his mother. Copernicus and his mother also ran into trouble. The people didn't understand when he was saying that the earth was no longer the center of the universe. This has always been with light givers. For me to say that I am a Messiah, co-Messiah by virtue of the new Millennial Golden Rule and reaching out to the community that I grew up with and the family that I grew up with, even at this late date with all the mistakes that we've all made, including me, because I've kind of been a really kind of lousy Messiah, co-Messiah, but good enough. See, this is the amazing thing, because God is God, really loves us. So now I know that some of the people that I love the most are going to have travails because they are not yet ready to atone for patriarchy. And some of them are perpetuating it out of injuries that happen to them at various stages in their life and conditioning and socialization that makes it almost irresistible for them to practice patriarchy, which involves quite a bit of false hierarchy, separating oneself from other people, looking down your nose on people, making some people into your enemy when they are not really your enemy, but you have to have an enemy because you're fitting in with a system that deprives you of your yin and feminine associated genius. And so when you're fitting in with that system, you think kind of weird, but you don't realize that you do because you're so busy fitting in with it that you don't realize that you think in a weird way. And it kind of is devolving in terms of people's thought processes. They get stupider and stupider instead of smarter and smarter. However, the divine intervention that's going to be involved here will change that, because now this broadcast is occurring from, I'll say, the general place I live. I live in Wheaton, Silver Spring, Maryland. This is where the first television broadcast was ever made. It was made by a man named Jenkins. It has the word kin right in the name. But what people didn't notice was that the man's wife was named Grace Love. And I am embodying the use of media that is a form of telecommunication for grace and love. And I'm very sorry that I missed a moment to do this on my birthday, which was on Wednesday. But I know that the universe has fuzzy time and makes up for our mistakes if our spirit and our attention is very profoundly good, and if we are giving thought logically as best we can to how to make up for those mistakes. The logic will come with the love leading it. So we did things today, hopefully, that we're loving enough, we hope so, to save all those that we love the most and our world. If I found out otherwise and I've miscalculated and I've just brought more trouble to our world, this world is already in deep trouble, so it wouldn't make much difference. It's going down anyway. So if I brought more trouble today, it's already there. It's almost as far down as it can go in the direction it's going. It's going down further and further and further. It's going to hell, and hell, as I understand it with my logic, is not permanent. Hell on a planet is not permanent. Hell is a phenomenon that occurs on a planet before it extinguishes itself. And And in other words, the life gets very horrible, and then the planet dies. Now, there is, I suppose, a potential that we could have a kind of a mechanized Borgian hell that goes throughout our universe, out of some error in my thinking. But I don't think God wants that. And so that can only happen in a universe where people are not aware that there is God. And I am aware. So I can't see how what I would do would cause that. Maybe I caused it by fear in the past. I've been trying to get other people to do things that maybe they just weren't ready to do. And when I saw their unreadiness, I felt often the same fear that a mother or a wife whose child or husband is a severe alcoholic fears when she sees that person drinking, or a severe smoker, mother or daughter or sister or wife sees that person smoking when they know it will kill them. And they know also that their death will cause a terrible rift in the community, a fabric of the community. I know these things about my family and loved ones. I know these things about my world. And I have faith now that I've gotten to the point close enough to the truth, the whole truth, close enough to the secret of the Sphinx, that Mother, Father, Goddess, God will honor my efforts and protect everybody. But that may come through in a very weird process. There may be some warning earthquakes that are just enough to cause the property damage to get people to wake up to what they're doing is so very, very wrong. And that could happen. But I'll still be talking, and eventually people will come to the new millennial golden rule, and then we'll work ourselves out of our little 5 minutes of hell into an eternity of heaven on earth. So now let's see. I've called. Let's see if I can try one more time. To our younger generation. Well, maybe I'm doing this in the wrong order. Maybe that's why it didn't go through. Hi, well, we've called Hadass and Harriet and all the generations of our circles of women, and we've announced our co-messiahhood. I don't think that went through. Let's try. Call Hadass. We need to call. We called Rachel Marie. Many of these people, they're good people, and if our world does go to hell, if it becomes that kind of a world, then these people will be glad to not be here. So I have no fear. This is not a thing of fear anymore. I had great fear. I had great horror of seeing good people turn so complicit and bad, so anti-nurturing, so divisive and separated in their consciousness. It is evil. But I have faith now, just by this simple act, and then I'll get this out as an email in a little while today too, that we'll be able to do this on a larger scale and to reach all that we need to reach and this will work for our world. We also have tomorrow, and I feel sure that it will work tomorrow and the next day and throughout this holiday period. And then by hopefully toward the end of the month of Libra, we will already be risen out of our wrong paradigm. The judgment will be given with mercy. We will have a judgment with mercy. We are going to judge a system rather than people. And we do judge behaviors. Some behaviors are very wrong within this system. Obviously, people do terrible things in this world, and we judge the terrible things, but we don't judge the people. The people are all holy. That's the insight of the Sphinx. The people, once they adopt the new millennial golden rule, all find their way back to holiness again. Isn't that nice? Then no more criminals, no more victims, no more anything but nice and love and fun and genius and growth and interconnection with the holy universe in a loving way. Okay, now this may not much look like of a service, but it really is, because the key to the whole thing is the new millennial golden rule. I don't need to work hard at a fancy service. New millennial golden rule is the fancy service at 5050now.wordpress.com. And we're going to give out the main link and do this in a little while today too. Being very careful until some of these people that we know some of these people are caught in a betrayal scenario, but we give them grace anyway, and grace will work through us to protect them. In this situation, the betrayers will only betray themselves very briefly and then be risen and promoted to be good. Iniquity is vanquished by the new millennial golden rule. It's that simple. So I've gotten it out. I'm getting it out before a wide audience. And this will happen. I guess I can invite people as I go along. Let's see, how does this work? Not doing anything. I think the machine's overwhelmed. Hi, Harriet. This is Jerkazina in Maryland. I'm doing what I said I would do and what you've been reading about all along. This period of time coincides with not only the major holiday of the New Year's of the ancient tradition we call Judaism, but it also coincides with the celebration of the Mahadevi Durga, the appearance of the mother goddess to vanquish evil in the world. It's called the Durga Puja, and it's a major celebration throughout many parts of India and other parts of the world as well. And it also coincides with many Native American traditions, Greco-Roman traditions, and a whole variety of traditions about the new year, because the beginning of autumn in the northern hemisphere is also the beginning of spring in the southern hemisphere, and we are uniting our whole world with the new millennial golden rule. We have already called Hadass and Rachel Marie, and with their mothers or through their mothers in one case, and we've already been in touch with mother and family of Vanessa and Louis Laviz, and we've done that this morning by great prayers for all of the people that we knew and that know this family, and their cousins and cousins, and there's many. And we're going to be calling some more of the people that are on the list that you've been seeing. Now, this may seem very strange to you, and a lot of people will think I'm absolutely crazy. So I would refer you to the very famous play, The Madwoman of Shiloh, by Jean Giraudoux, about the sanity of the so-called crazy, and another play called Zalman and the Madness of God. And also have you understand something about the work of Nikos Kazantzakis about this also. That people who are the great light givers, and this happened to Galileo, and it happened to Newton, it happened to Copernicus, it happened to Susan B. Anthony, it happened to Alice Paul, it happened to Elizabeth Cady Stanton. We're always called crazy. People always called them crazy. And what is crazy is patriarchy. And people who are embedded are stunted in their ability to process intuitively and logically at the same time. I am not stunted because I had a fortuitous experience as a young person growing up that gave me much more of the eternal feminine than many people typically develop in this culture. So you are blessed. You carry the name of one of our greatest family matriarchs, Harriet, our mother, our grandmother, and she would be very proud of the work you do. And frankly, you should be right now, and you and Margie should be the leaders and the co-leaders of a circle that highlights the young women at CNT as the best leaders, because every study shows that women are more devoted and more clear on what is necessary to take care of the environment and the community in this time than most men, and especially older men. So you are really the leaders there, and you should know that you have been all your life. I know about what you've done. You're a brilliant, brilliant and caring woman, and I am so glad to know you and know of you. You are being blessed, as is your whole family tree, and we are blessing people and connecting with people also of the tradition of England. There is another risen woman in England. And there's actually several risen people in England. If you read anything about Theosophy, you know a lot of people have predicted this time. And we were late in coming because of some errors that I had made. And frankly, the great Mariam of Magdala and Jesus of Nazareth also made errors. I've made errors too, but I know this is a quantum leap forward for our planet. You can think of me as like the T'Pau character in the Star Trek saga, the woman of greatest love and logic. There is only one great sin on this planet and only one great environmental problem, and that is patriarchy. And when we repair women and move to balance of gender, all of the things that we have as problems will disappear. So I'm so glad to know you and connect this with Margie. And I don't think you're there today, but you can know that we are online, and I'll give you the contact that if you were able to watch live, it would have been at HT, but you can think of it yourself and you'll get a version of it online later. https://plus.google.com/hangout/_/HOA event/AP36T 36, I'm sorry, capital AP 36, lowercase t, capital Y, lowercase e, capital H for Harriet, 6, capital L for Lewis, A, capital A, 1978, K, 1, a capital U, lowercase y, FX 72. And we ask that you recognize that you are much more valuable than you ever realized. And so is Margie and all the young women that you know, and all your mothers and your grandmothers and your cousinas. And once we establish this understanding reparatively, then all our men will also come forward into their full empowerment. And frankly, Gene Roddenberry and Majel Barrett in the Star Trek series had it absolutely right, that when people do this, they develop the power of Q, matter energy transfer, energy powers that we didn't think we had, telepathy, empathy, and all of the virtues of the most advanced civilizations of Star Trek. So that's what we're doing, and we hope that we've done it right. Our process has been a little bit delayed and off. We've made huge mistakes. However, we know that the intention of our heart is so pure that just as Harriet's was. And by the way, Harriet made some mistakes in her life too, and I can tell you about them. She made some mistakes and she hurt some people that she loved. And that's very much a part of patriarchy, that we wind up not seeing opportunities clearly and hurting people that we love out of reactivity or misunderstanding. But this is something that we're going to change, and that's why we call it solar and solar energy, SOLAR and SOULAR. They go hand in hand, and they have to go hand in hand to work in this millennia. So you know all the numbers, 213-416-1560. So you can come on right now, access code 877-907-160. We're going to be doing this all day and this evening, all the way into the wee hours. All day, because this is a holiday time and we want to, and we'll be also sending email about this. So let's hope this worked. I pray, I don't want to say just hope, I pray and have faith that this will be enough to shift our planet off the wrong paradigm onto the right paradigm. And thank you for being an inspiring person, and Margie too. And when the two of you and the other young women you work with can connect with these young people that I've been connecting you with in a circle, you will find that you enjoy so much of your own abilities in ways that you never realized that you could under the current patriarchal program. So every blessing. Namaste. Ahava, l'chaim, shalom, mir, pache, love, life, and peace, living peace in every language and culture on this planet, and in the knowledge that we will connect with other planets as well. Every blessing. Now maybe I should try my little guy. Now maybe that was what was needed. You know, that might have been what he needed. But I'm not going to go ahead and send out this link to people who I know have been working overtime to get in their own way. I'm going to wait on sending the link to some folks, but I do have faith that by getting it out to enough, it will be enough. Because I need to know that my act of grace is appreciated. And right now, I'm a little bit concerned that some of the people would not appreciate an act of grace and would regard it as something other than that. So I need a little bit more feedback from folks, but they do know this is happening. It got into their homes and it's getting into their buildings and it's going to be known. So there we go. Number. Hi, this is Dr. Ayama Rajel One Family. You know my family, my beloved sister and my nephew and his young woman friend are there with you where you are, and I greet Georgina and Barbara and Susan as well as Steve, and actually a little ahead of Steve, and Steve knows why, but Steve will catch up, and we all will. We are online right now, and we wanted to specially bless your community. Right now we're at https://plus.google.com/hangouts/_/HOA event/AP 36 small case T, capital Y, small case E, capital H, 6, capital L, capital A, 1978, small case K, 1, capital U, small case Y, FX72. And if you go to that link, if you happen to be at the office, you can pick up this message and join us all today. We are connecting the multiple heritage holidays of this time. It is not only Rosh Hashanah on the way to Day of Atonement, but also the celebration of Mahadevi Durga, the great mother goddess of Hinduism, who is to return to earth and is in my incarnation with other women as well, to vanquish evil and to bring forth good out of evil, and to make good everywhere. It's also the time of the equinox. It's spring in South America, the very beginning, with like March 28th in South America, and New Zealand, Australia, and much of Africa, and all of our southern hemisphere. While it is autumn, the golden time, and I say the time of the new millennial golden rule in the northern hemisphere. I am very humbly speaking, because I know I made huge mistakes and still am making mistakes, but I know the spirit of the Mother, Father, Goddess, God is very strong in me, and I am taking on quite a bit courageously as well as empathically to say very simply that this is the new millennia beginning, and it must be a millennia of light, not dark. It must be solar energy, SOLAR and SOULAR. We must all love one another. Okay, I may decide to give a full list of who these people were later on. I didn't feel comfortable recording most of their answering machines. I feel very uncomfortable doing that for a wider audience because they may feel intruded upon, and that's not the point. The point is to connect people and to know that they are connected. I just wanted to add a special blessing for Janet and Katie. Steve had shared with us their names, and of course, my sister Julianne Marie, my nephew and his young woman friend Vanessa, and Louis Laviz are receiving this blessing in part through you, getting right into the building where they're at. It's already gone, directly, but also wanted to get it to their neighbors, because it's all about love thy neighbor as thyself and as thy family. And we also bless all the members of the area that you live in, and hope that you will understand that we have to put money behind us because we don't need it in this millennia. We have to put a false hierarchy behind us. We have to form the circle of community wherever we are. And call for it. And this would have occurred much more naturally had I recognized who I was earlier on in my life. I would have been able to share this with my nephew and my sister at a more flexible moment for them. This is difficult for them because of complex factors that have interacted to make it so. However, we know that the Mother, Father, God is watching and listening. And we ask that you protect one another there and love one another so that your area can be free of earthquakes, not have Fukushima events, and that there can be love for all, and we shall find a way to do that. We wish you every blessing on these coinciding holidays of all traditions, and to become risen with the new Millennial Golden Rule at 5050now.wordpress.com. Implement it where you are, and you will create heaven on earth right there. Every blessing. All right, we did that one. We've gotten a lot of our circle, and then I think I'm going to send an email shortly. I need to get on the larger email question. That'll go out this evening. We're going to do our ceremony, because I don't know, and we could repeat this ceremony as many times as needed. We're going to do the ceremony that we always do for our friends and neighbors. See, I think that for women, the self-esteem is very low, and they just need a fairly rational person recommending a good practical approach to saving our world and calling themselves Messiah, co-Messiah, to heal themselves. Because we've had 4,000 of years of people expecting only a male. I believe the males will come forth and join me in this, the ones who are ready. And I hope that's the people that I love the most. I pray and hope for that. And I know that God will help make that so, because I have the grace to offer them what they deserved had I done a better job of understanding who I was earlier in my life. But we know that women have low self-esteem, and that takes a couple of different forms. One is extreme submission, deferring, and enabling of male leadership, such that they shut themselves down from decision making and coordination with one another. And two is those women who become like men and actively try to shut other women down, and often younger people too, or anyone who they regarded as less than authority. And these women will side with dominators and create great havoc. They are creating havoc. They have already created great havoc on our planet. This occurred because our women's liberation movement in the United States left out paid family leave and never talked about representation for women. It was so over-focused on abortion that it caused a great backlash, alienated at least half women, and divided women, and did not bring forth true feminism at all, and left Mother Earth entirely out of the package. This was not feminism, and we have called Terry O'Neill and what's her name, Bonnie Feldgraber, and we've called Eleanor Smeal, and we've called Elise Hogue and others of these organizations, the people at the League of Women Voters, who kept herding people into elections where women are not represented, where minorities are not represented, and where money is calling the day. And yet these women, on automatic pilot, because their organization was set up to get people to go to vote, didn't even notice that it wasn't in a legitimate election capable of creating a government that could sustain this planet in the new millennia. So we have chastised them all publicly. That's also on the website. But they are not the most guilty. The most guilty are the men who remain in the plantation owner role of the big brother role, like Leslie Moonves and his trophy wife and his divorced wife, and those family systems that allow these men to think that what they're doing is leadership. We know that they must know, unless they keep themselves very dumbed down, that their media has deliberately kept off major news that would have saved this planet 20 years ago. And instead keeping money into a few hands. But you see, I think it may be that the women of these families are so self-dumbing down. Like the not the way it should have come out in Back to the Future, the mother who goes along with Biff in the Back to the Future series. That these women dumb themselves down and then try to fit in with the existing hierarchy. They give adulation to husbands that are essentially exploiters and sociopaths, and they demean other women, and the women who rise as henchmen in these organizations do the same thing and are so busy playing this game that they don't even know, I think in some cases, that they have left out the Beijing Guidelines for Women, the zipper tickets of all of Europe, the Panchayat Raj, the gender parity laws. They left out paid family leave that's in all the other countries. They left all this out, but they're busy getting ratings, like the Diana figure in Network. Very aberrant, very not at all eternal feminine, very masculinely identified, and kind of intertwined in an Electra complex with powerful, so-called powerful men like Leslie Moonves and David Zaslav, whose wife is so invisible that her name doesn't even appear on the World Wide Web, and some of our energy corporation leaders who are in a dark energy because their wives do not function to talk or even try to talk with their cousines and one another. That's why this is happening. These women are so dumbed down by patriarchy, all they know how to do is shop. period. Now, patriarchy is the danger. It happens in both women and men, but we still are lifting all of these women up, because what has happened to them mentally is they are adjusting because of the lack of the global, the local village circle in modern life that isolates women from one another. They are adjusting to that which kills not only them, but their husbands, and actually deprives their husbands of the advanced civilization powers of those of the Star Trek generations that we saw on very wisely anthropologically researched by Gene Roddenberry, that you could have, and you do normally have, great empathic abilities, telepathic abilities, mind energy transfer, as the Q do. All of these things are what we would, and the fountain of youth, as they have on Risa Prime. All of this would be true and will be true through the new millennial golden rule. And so I am begging for the Mother, Father, Goddess, God to protect those members of my family who regard me as a nutcase, and my world who will regard me as a nutcase. But I'm fine, please do, because that's what happened to Galileo. And frankly, even when Gene Roddenberry started, they wouldn't even let him put some of his scripts on television because they showed women in high places. Number one was actually supposed to have been a female. And in the early series with Shatner and Leonard Nimoy, the main character, equal to Kirk, was supposed to have been a female. You see, they left that out. The media's been dumbing you down all the way since then. So, no, this is what's needed. A media that highlights the females first, money that counts as the genuine progress indicator does, the value of unpaid work and nurturing and loving and empathy, and long-term dedicated, steadfast love. This is what we are, and this is what we're going to win with, and we're going to win it for everyone, even those who are losing by trying to win. Yes, everyone, iniquity shall be vanquished. That's my job. Okay, now, what did I want to look up here? Another person we were going to call. Oh. I'll have to call my younger cousin. I'll just let him know through his office. And they'll all think I'm crazy, but I'm not. That's the fun part. Hello, my beauty. I'm online right now and I'm broadcasting. A lot of people can see this and hear me. Well, I want you to know, this is going to shock you, that had I stayed in Chicago and we all had worked together as a family and understood that U.S. feminism was backwards and we needed paid family leave and all right, well, I'll just, you want me to leave it as a message for you? I can do that. Okay, that's good. Okay. Hi, my dear Enrita. This is your Cousina Rachel. I'm broadcasting, and if you have access to the internet, you can go to https://plus.google.com/hangout/_/HOA event /AP, both capitalized, 36 small case T, capital Y, small E, capital H, 6, capital L, capital A, and those, that H and L, I should say, are Harriet Lewis. 1978, small k, 1_U YFX72. If that didn't come through to clear view, you can call me on my regular number or through the conference line at 213-416-1560, 877-907-160, and participate at live. And you can also call me at 301-933-0272. You know my home phone number. I think I'm going to get a lot of calls now. But having said that, I want you to know something unusual, Anrita. You know, I have a doctorate in psychology, and I've done a lot of independent reading about comparative religion and anthropology and sociology, as well as economics and political science. And I've put it all together, and it's in the new Millennial Golden Rule that you've read at 5050now.wordpress.com. Now, I want you to enact that toward my Cozinas and your Cozinas in Chicago and welcome me to do that with you over the air. Meet thee and meet me in the air over these teleconferences, and then we will be able to also come together on the ground. But you can also start on the ground right there. You need to gather the women of our family. All of them, your sister, my sister, your daughter-in-law, your granddaughters, and there's so many, our Cousina Mindy, and Lorraine, and there's many more of our branches of the family. Now, I'm in touch with many of our branches around the world and at universities in various places in this country and around the world. And this is a branch that needs to go from silver to gold. And the way we do that is solar and solar energy. We put solar energy on everybody's home and all the buildings we use. We wipe out wife abuse, gender discrimination, racial discrimination, and any minority threats to minorities.
is 847-835-4439. We are not available to take your phone call right now, but if you'll please leave your name and phone number.
Oh, I shouldn't have.
Thank you. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
What I wanted to say is that, and I'll make sure to mute that section. What I wanted to say is that you need also to guard against the separation that keeps you from being in good regular touch with your granddaughters, my nephew, and his young woman friend, and all the younger young generation there. And the same needs to be said to your sister, and I will say it to her. And if the women of a family and a society don't value one another in their youth, the culture and the community fails and falls. This is a too individualistic culture, Enrita, and I am literally risen as the predicted emissary from the Michalic Davidic branch, which my family is verifiably on, and I am verifiably on as the most important member of it, as the younger daughter in these times, as you are, to rise and become fully risen and deliver the new millennial golden rule. I want you to be in touch with me via these teleconferences and with and all our casinas, our sisters, our family, and their young, of all the next generation, and remembering especially the memory of our mother, Harriet, our great and grandmothers, Ray and Rose and the Lillians and Antoinette and Adele and there's more, and Molly, and there's more. All of these women, your nieces, Michelle and Linda, all of these people, had I not left the area, would have been right now Cote d'Ivoire with me. We are delayed and very kind of retarded right now because I was not in the area, and I've come to understand that I had the most integrative intelligence of the members of our family, and I was the least conventional. And you and I used to talk about that and how you had a cousin who was not conventional either. Well, I'm not conventional at all. And I am very similar, you might say, to a Galileo or a Newton in taking a quantum leap, only in this time it's from the social sciences, that what we need to do is put patriarchy behind us now. Yesterday, retroactively, you know about this because I've been writing you and talking with you about it. We have already honored our great and grandmother, Ray and Rose and Harriet, and your family, and all these families throughout the world. And to not hear from you while this is all going on, and knowing that you don't connect with the members of our family in that area, is shameful. And I want you to atone for it with all of our family. Call them all and tell them to atone.
If you are satisfied with your message, press 1. To listen to your message, press 2. To erase and re-record. To send your message now, press pound. Thank you. Your message has been sent. Goodbye.
So, Anne, my dear Anne, your name is a goddess name. It means such a beautiful thing, and it is. We are in the same period right now of Rosh Hashanah and moving toward the Day of Atonement, and sharing the holiday with the Mahadevi Durga celebration of Hinduism, which is the mother that rises to rid the world of evil. And I am that mother. I am the personification of the Mother Earth. I told you our family is directly related to some of the greatest environmentalists that ever lived and the greatest astronomers that ever lived. I know what I'm talking about. This is universal, and it goes for every loving, living planet, that women cannot ignore each other for 25 years and think that they're having a normal life. You are in a state of sin. Every woman in that area is in a state of sin. We have all been in a state of sin, and I was in a state of sin for leaving you alone for so long and thinking that you could figure this out on your own. I did terrible mistakes because I presumed that other people would have the kind of background that I had in psychology and sociology and have the awareness of deep systems that I did to understand the impact of mothers not talking to daughters and grandmothers about their world, not just what they bought at the supermarket or at the mall, but about the condition of their planet. And you should have been doing this with your granddaughters all along, and I'm very shocked that you would use the internet only to check stock portfolios. And this is beneath you, and you have a much greater heart than that, and I always know you do, because you were so wonderful to my mother and to my sister and to I years ago. And I do love your family and want to see your family thrive, not caught in the Fukushima nuclear accident. So we need to understand that you need to connect now, today, with my sister and I together. This is going out all over the world because you are an important person with an important role to play in saving our planet. And we need to act now. I am very much like the Deanna Troi character in Star Trek, who in one episode, when they gave her command of the Enterprise vessel, she said, "We have no time left. We have to act now." And so you have to connect with me by three-way call, and with my sister, and with your sister, and with the other women of our family tree. And then we will be saving our world. And then your life will get back to where it would have been had I not been separated from you geographically. And you will bring forth the greatest gifts of the inner goddess, the mother goddess, that has always been in you, my dear Anrita. Always been there. I will put you down a little bit so I can take you up entirely.
This is 847-835-4439. We are not available to take phone calls. The tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording,
I just wanted to say, you also know that there are many lawyers and people involved in the law in our family. I want you to tell them that I am the deliverer of the law. I am a direct descendant of Michal and David. I am the bright morning star. Your little Kazina is as close as this planet is going to get to a bright morning star, so they better listen up. The new law is the new millennial golden rule. It is at 50/50 now, .wordpress.com. It is the only law. Anything that is other than that will bring disaster on everyone, pain, suffering, and horror, and then the extinction of the planet. So we have to transit out of patriarchy now, even among those men and women who are very adjusted to its perks, because there are much greater perks. The power of Q, the power of telepathy, the power of empathy, and the power of eternal youth that come directly out of the new millennial golden rule. This is the Messiah called Messiah. And I have a PhD in psychology, deep systems, a full complement of understanding of comparative religion. And I am not crazy any more than Newton was crazy, or Margaret Mead was crazy, although she was called crazy, or Susan B. Anthony was called crazy, or Elizabeth Cady Stanton, who was called crazy, or Galileo, who was called crazy, or Mariam of Magdala and Jesus, who were both called crazy, or Buddha, who was also called crazy. No, I am the Mahadevi of all traditions. I am Ashera. I am Astraea of the Greco-Romans, of the Judeo-Christians, Ashera. I am the embodiment of Amaterasu of Japan. I am bringing forth the Kuan Yin of China. I am bringing forth the Native American white calf buffalo women, and they are already risen in all these traditions, and I am rising in the Judeo-Christian Islamic tradition with women of all these traditions all over the world. We have already risen, so just get with the program and start calling the Kazinas. And yeah, they'll all say I'm crazy, but I'm not. So, and if you think I'm crazy, watch the movie Mad Woman of Shiloh with Katharine Hepburn. Just understand, I am that character, and I am judging, just as she did. But I am judging with mercy, more mercy than she showed. I am judging with complete mercy for everyone, because I know I made the mistake also of practicing patriarchy most of my life without realizing it. All right, I think I'm going to take a little break, and then we're going to do our ceremony. I will do the ceremony. I don't like to have this out of view. I'd rather keep this in view. See, the way I look at it, Rian Eisler had this down pat. She had it down pat in 1987, and Marilyn Waring had it all figured out too. What they didn't quite say was if they renounced money themselves and changed the money system and publicly advocated with everybody for democracy and ran for office, they, like me, would have become co-messiah. That all it required was the renunciation of money, the running for office, and the love and forgiveness toward even very cruel and betraying people. And the broadcast over the internet, which is the evolutionary step, and the most important thing, the identification that patriarchy is the problem, that it becomes internalized through socialization process, but it is not inevitable, and it is not natural, and that the longest lasting civilizations that ever existed were egalitarian, not patriarchal. And if we want sustainability, let me put back my hat, because this is important. If we want to save our planet, we have to be done with patriarchy. It is that simple. I'm going to be doing a larger broadcast on this in a minute, this evening. It's still going on. We're just going to communicate with a small group of people right now, and then more in momentarily.